All right, Star 99.9, today's best mix. We were backstage at our Star 99.9 Michaels Jewelers Acoustic Session with the Ting Tings. Hi, Ting Tings.
Morning.
Morning.
How are you guys doing?
Good, yeah, straight off the tour bus, so we rolled out of our bunk beds, quickly got washed, and we're here.
Awesome.
So good.
It should be real fun. You guys played Boston last night, right? How was that show?
Yeah, really good audience. They knew our new song, which was amazing, because we were only just getting going with it here. So
Yeah. So, yeah, the new song, Run Club, we're playing on Star, and the first time I heard it, I felt like it had a real kind of Daft Punk feel to it, almost like Get Lucky. So when you recorded the album, was it completely different from your other albums, the way you recorded it, or?
Yeah, I mean, we recorded this album in Ibiza. We seem to go to like a new country now every time we make an album. We didn't really plan it that way, but the second album we was in Berlin and the first one was in Manchester, UK. So we went to Ibiza, which is like club capital, EDM, techno capital of Europe, and made an album that sounded nothing like that. We really got inspired by like Studio 54 and CBGB's and all these amazing clubs in New York in the 70s that don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Right,
So,
that's right. Because I saw somewhere that you guys were watching Nancy Sinatra YouTube videos, and that, like, in a way, kind of gave you this throwback feel. Because we're so used to this high energy, like, anthems, like "Shut Up and Let It Go" and all that. And this is certainly like a big variation from that. Why did you think that you wanted to do something so completely different this time around?
Well, just because, like Katie said, every record we make, we want to change things, move the goalposts, because we just don't want to make the same record twice. So we got to the second album and went to Berlin, and we completely kind of like started like a new band. We love feeling like a new band. There's something glorious about starting from scratch, building something fresh. It's something naive, and I don't know, keeps you enthusiastic about making music. So the second album took a diversion. We like got into Beastie Boys and stuff like that. And the third album, when we were listening to funk and soul classics and like late 70s funk and stuff like that, it just felt like, we had to make this new record. We had to push ourselves to do like different rhythms. It's very easy to stick in the "Shut Up and Let Me Go" or "That's Not My Name" world, or I don't know what else that was on that first record. It's simple just to reproduce it. Because once you know that method, like if you've written those songs and it's become really successful, you can easily quite go back in and sort of put a different top line on, but use the same formulas sort of thing. Yeah. And it's something we detest doing. So going to Berlin and making a completely different record was really challenging, like different instruments, different ways of playing. We did that the same on this record, just that we got really inspired by that type of genre of music, late 70s, early 80s funk. And it just took us, and we were doing loads of research online. Diana Ross, when she was in Studio 54, the way she was able to sing in that club environment, we kind of took that in Ibiza, and we took a little drum kit and a guitar rig for Katie, and we actually went to a club and done 2 DJ gigs. No one knew it was us. We were just DJing. And the crowd were like bouncing around, and then we slowed the BPM down slowly. And we started doing some of our new songs like "Wrong Club, Do It Again," which is on this album. Yeah. And just when we got to the high bit, like a DJ would do when we drop it, instead of dropping like the big beat, we dropped onto drums and guitars. Yeah. And it was amazing. The audience were like really like digging it. That's and great. That was kind of a different thing to be in a club with a band. We called it Band in the Booth at the time. So that's how we started this album. We were like, we're always trying to find new inspiration. That's how this came about.
So back when "That's Not My Name" and "Shut Up and Let Me Go" came out, I was working at an alternative station at the time, actually up in Boston, and those songs were huge. Those were big hits at alternative. But now, all these years have gone by, and now working at Star, we're more of a pop station, but a lot of the alternative songs and bands are crossing over, and it's almost becoming all one, which I think is a good thing. How do you guys feel about that?
We love pop music. Like we always say, I think one thing that brings us together as a band is we love pop music, but we don't really behave like that pop world. We write and record everything ourselves, and we're kind of quite control freaks, and we make our videos and our own photo, everything we do. We behave more like an indie band. So we've always kind of landed somewhere in the middle, which can be a pain as well, because you don't sit anywhere, but then when you write a song that does cross, it kind of goes across all formats, and then we're like over the moon, because everyone's playing it at certain points.
That's great. I don't know if you guys are big Starbucks fans, but if you search the hashtag "That's Not My Name" on Instagram or Twitter, it's all people doing the bit with their cups, like that they spelled their name wrong. Yeah. And I was searching a bunch of them today, and then people were tagging the Ting Tings in it, like it's real funny.
Yeah, we've seen that. It's quite funny.
All right, so this, taking away from the music now, Katie, I know that you're like a fashion icon, and what my marketing manager didn't realize when you walked in, he said to me, half joking, because they made me I have to wear grown-up clothes when we have events like this, but he's like, "Oh, she's dressed like you today," like just big sweater and like cozy pants and stuff like that. And I'm like, he doesn't realize that he just paid me one of the best freaking compliments I'm gonna get all week long. So from a fashion point of view, I know that you're into making clothes and the whole creative aspect of that. What do you think is hot right now?
Well, because I got obsessed with like late 70s, early 80s, I spent all last year buying like vintage, sequined, crazy 70s odd jumpsuits and things off Etsy all last year. I've got a wardrobe full of it. And I see the 70s trend really kicking in, especially this year. So I think, yeah, like late 70s.
Oh, good, because I'm obsessed with bell bottoms, and I want them to be
Yeah,
back,
they're
like the
coming back.
straight legs and all that.
But-
It's everything I
But
want.
at the moment, today is just basically what's clean and what I could find in 10 minutes. So
Well, I get up at
Yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning for work, so like that's me every single day.
All right, so we're here. We're backstage, Star 99.9 Michaels Jewelers Acoustic Session with the Ting Tings. Thank you guys again so much for doing this for us.